What is considered a dangerous genius person? Relatively intelligent people who are considered dangerous or evil geniuses are usually serial killers or rapists who have learned to camouflage themselves to move amongst people, civilized people, without revealing their crimes to public disapproval. This takes a level of practice that is considered genius among those who study the criminal mind. However, the actual IQ of these sort of criminals is usually lower than that of the police and lawyers who catch and prosecute them. Even the intellects of these police and lawyers is usually only average or only a little bit above it, at around 100 to 120 IQ points. It doesn't take much intellect to be a police detective, and even less to be a public defender. So none of these people should truly be considered geniuses, even when they are called so by one another. It has been my experience the majority of cops are corrupt and fall into one of two categorical types. One, police who are lazy and plead incompetence, and two, police who join the force only to be legally sanctioned, to bully innocent people, and to break laws they would otherwise have to obey. A small percentage of good cops exist, but they are usually rookies and quit before becoming corrupt. There are more corrupt cops than there are genius criminals, and it is because of this many genius criminals are allowed to function in society with lack of ultimate legal culpability. The truly genius criminals are the politicians and soldiers who govern armies. They order mass murder and escape all just ramifications due such war crimes. Even these people have relatively low IQs, usually not much greater than 120 to 130. The world is run by mid-wits, and those with actual genius level IQs are usually focused on some specialization or other that preoccupies them from caring about the world outside of their scope. This is, in itself, a form of systemic criminality as well, that those who are most apt and fit to rule the world should be consigned to sit aside while the fate of the world is decided by people with, literally, barely more than half their capacity for intelligence. People with IQs of 130 to 140 are not usually evil, but are still seen as being the most potentially dangerous by the rest, simply because the majority are deeply distrustful of intellect generally. As I've often joked, in truth, half of all humanity rightly thinks the other half are crazy, and the crazy half rightly thinks the other half are fools. It's been my experience personally that there is no such thing as a safe and trustworthy human being. Everyone of every level of IQ, from Down syndrome to Einstein, is capable to some extent of doing great evil, and everyone is only as moral as their options.